Hello. This presentation will focus on the Jersey Creek Trail zoning and land use and its implications. Historically, the area on and around the Jersey Creek Trails has been an industrialized district due to the close proximity to the historic Kansas City, Wyandotte, and Northwestern Railroad. Analyzing this historical map, we start to see the site context that ultimately has influenced the present-day zoning. First, let's start to relate ourselves to the creek. Then we understand the relationship with what used to be Parallel Avenue and is now Parallel Parkway. Next, we connect Stewart Avenue, then streets starting at 18th Street to 10th Street. And now that we have referenced these, we see the historical railroad. And this railroad used to cut through all of the elements we just pointed out. This, unfortunately, has led the zoning of the park and the surrounding neighborhoods to be considered everything but a park. Even though the unified government of Wyandotte recognizes the Jersey Creek Trails as parks, its zoning tells us a more unfortunate story. Thus, we have to ask ourselves, what do we know about Jersey Creek? We see it as a park, but do the policies see it as such? Lastly, how can we better understand what challenges the park faces? Knowledge is a powerful tool. So in order to push for any positive changes for the park, we have to know and try to understand the present-day zoning. First is general industry. It represents an accommodation to a range of industrial and certain commercial uses. Second is heavy industry. It accommodates similar use like that of general industry, but requires large amounts of land and is visually adverse. Third, limited business district. It accommodates retail and service establishments. These may have close relationships with residential areas like small local businesses. Fourth, commercial district. This accommodates larger businesses that are more noise polluting, more offensive in size and in appearance. Fifth, two-family district. This allows for compatibility, new residents, and the reuse of vacant parcels or existing buildings. This has a standard to protect the health, safety, and general welfare of the residents. Given this zoning information, what would be the negative effects if we did nothing to change it? The consequences would be no park zoning exists, no park conservation, no park protection from possible housing or industry. But what if we did take action? What would we do? What would be the positive outcomes? Actions we could take would be speaking to Planning Commission, neighborhood support, petition for change submittal, and application for rezoning. So the positives for this would be more protection for the park, specific zoning for land use in the park, clearer policies for future greening of the park. A case study for this is a local project in the Burroughs Creek Trail of Lawrence, Kansas. Historically, it had a railroad similar to the one near Jersey Creek Trails that cut through neighborhoods and has a natural creek that followed its trajectory. What Lawrence accomplished in preserving this area and developing it into trails was conserving the history of the area, while at the same time developing into green spaces for residents to live healthier and more active lives. In addition to this, they also connected communities by allowing the trails to interconnect and weave through several neighborhoods, and that way it connected all of these neighborhoods. In conclusion, we have to ask ourselves, what does this park mean for the community?